Good afternoon and welcome back to another show of Painting with Dave. It's so good to have you back. Today I was thinking we're going to do a nice watercolor with we're going to have waterfalls, a nice waterfall. The waterfall is going to be the main focus, and a different way of making a big fluffy cloud without working too hard in it. If this works. I just said, hey, I have an idea. I wonder if this could work. So I'm hoping that this will work. And I hope you enjoy this one. Today's color, I got yellow, a little bit of burnt sienna. I got a little bit of lizard crimson. We got a little bit of Van Dyke brown, Prussian blue, and a little bit of black ivory. And the yellow and the blue I have a little bit more because in watercolors we try to make our own colors. So with that, I'm just gonna pick up let's get this this is about a 1-inch gold hair brush. I'm just gonna dab it down on because I don't want to be too wet. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the blue and work it around. I think you can see how I'm just going back and forth with it. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. Maybe a drop more. Let me remove my garbage can cover. There we go. And this is probably halfway up to the top. I use a lot of water. Okay. Move it back and forth. This way is an even going all the way across. Let me bring my brush. This way, when you have your paint, it goes all the way across evenly, where you don't have one whole big amount of blue on one, and when you go across, you see it. So it takes a few seconds. Now, when you do a cloud, it shouldn't take that long anyway. So before I do that, I am gonna make one little horizon line. Okay, so this time I am going to use a ruler. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just about here will be the sky, and I want the mountain. It's not going to be too much, just enough where I can see. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. It's just two little lines. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit more water to that. There we go. And I'm just going to come straight across with it, real quick. And remember, whatever's left out, that's sky, that's clouds. I'm gonna come a little bit more here. And same thing with watercolor. As it comes down, it does get lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. So don't worry about that. And just like that, my cloud is just about done. But so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of paper, and I'm gonna go right back into the blue. And around some of this, I'm just going to flop it up. This way it will give that little fluffy look to it without working. See that? There's little fluffy clouds now going back and forth. There. It's just a nice, easy way. And turn your paper around this way. It doesn't look the same always. I'm going to get a little bit more, and I'm just going to build up a little bit more. I'm going to get a drop, just a drop darker blue, a little bit more blue, just a drop. There we go. And right around here, I'm just going to add just a little bit clouds just coming in and right across. There. And now a sky in watercolor should only take about 2 minutes. That's about it. By that time, the paper is drying, and if you try to put more onto it while the paper's drying, you're only making a mess. But right here, as you can see, I got a nice little cloud, a nice little sky, nice little fluffy clouds, and I'm just gonna wait for a few minutes for this to dry. You know, even though I'm finished with up here, I'm just gonna give it time for it to dry. No rush today. Now our waterfalls It's gonna be about so long. I'm not gonna do the mountains or the trees first. Sometimes I do a little bit of that first, but this time I really want to work and show how to make water without going too crazy. So once again, I'm gonna go up, I'm gonna get my brush. Now, every so often I touch my brush to the paper towel. You may see me doing it. This way I don't have a lot of water on my brush. I'm gonna ask the camera, yeah, keep the camera like that. Even though this is a 1-inch brush and this is gold here, look at all the water that comes out of here. It holds a lot of water. So after a while, when you start getting used to with certain brushes, you could actually control the amount of water that you want on it. If you want a lot of water, don't want a lot of water. So I'm gonna go right back into the blue. And once again, I'm gonna go around and make sure that it's even all around. Now, when you do water, especially a waterfall, you gotta be very quick because you don't want to show all the blue. You want to show a lot of the white that will be the waves or in between the water. So sometimes the more water you have, it works better. Sometimes the less water you have, works better. But right here, I'm gonna grab it on here, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab, and I'm gonna come down very fast. Down, it's almost like a backward 7. When I do it the other way, then it's almost like then the 7. So I'm gonna grab it, come down, and come down fast. I'm gonna grab it a little bit more, and then I'm just gonna grab it again and just come down. Grab it and come down. Now on the other side, I'm gonna grab it and come down, and grab it and come down. And just like that, we have a little waterfall. If you want to remove some of the white, I'm on what's called a dry brush. I'm gonna take all the water out of this brush. And if I want to add some more lines in it, I could just come down with the brush and add a little bit more lines. It will take away some of the blue. Yeah. There you go. Come down there, see? Now you got a nice little waterfall. I don't want the top to be so heavy down here. So just like that. Once again, I'm gonna let this dry. Okay, so we got the cloud already, we got the sky, we got some beautiful clouds coming back and forth. We got a nice little waterfall coming down. And that only took us just a few minutes, 9 minutes. If I look at the clock, less than 10 minutes, we got all that done. Okay. I'm gonna pick up just a little bit of the burnt sienna. Raw sienna, I think, raw sienna, burnt sienna, let me see. No, I put that one back inside the back. It's a sienna. I think it's raw sienna. Raw sienna, yeah. It goes just the lighter color. Nope, that's the red. There we go. I'm gonna take that on. Here we go. I'm gonna water this down. There. Just a little bit more. I don't want it to be too much. But what I'm gonna do right here, I'm just gonna come down with it. Just a little bit of this burnt sienna, raw sienna, burnt sienna, yeah, burnt sienna. And it's just a little color in the background. I use this for grounds and some rocks. Okay, there we go. Just a little background there. Okay. just to show me where the waterfall ends and where it begins. That's all. Now I'm done with it. I do have some Van Dyke brown, so I'm gonna start adding a little bit. I'm not gonna have too much trees in this one. This one, I may have some trees on the bottom, but I'm gonna try to make it more like rocks and stones. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this bird's Van Dyke brown, but it's gonna be just a little bit. It's just gonna be a shade darker than this, I think. I could use more of the birch sienna too, but just want a little bit of this brown. But I wanted this brown to be more on this side. Okay. I want to put more on this side. What I'm going to start doing is something has to hold these rocks, this water together. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to work outwards. We're going to work from the waterfall out. That means the mountains and stuff will be, the rocks and stuff will be in front holding this water together. I could mark it out on the I could get a pencil just to mark it out. Like I'm gonna have a lot of stones coming up from here, and a lot of stones coming up from here, coming up from that way, and some stones sticking out from where it's not straight. I'll have some stones coming across this here, and that will push the waterfalls back. So that's all this is what I'm trying to do. If you just leave it like this, it looks like it's just coming down and nothing's holding it. That's all. I probably won't get this one done. We got only about 17 more minutes. So let's start. But with watercolors, you always start very light and you work yourself up to the dark. That's why I started very light. Once again, I'm gonna go into the, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use more of the, let's go back to the birch sienna, the raw sienna. Okay. We'll use the dark brown, we'll use the Van Dyke brown for more of the shading and shadows. Let's do it that way. Yeah. This way we make a mistake, I could cover it up with the darker brown. But let's start here. Let's say we have a stone coming up this way and then coming down. Yeah. There we go. Now this is still watery. I want it watery because we will add more colors to it. And as we add more colors to it, it'll be less and less water then. But this way, it will give me the first shape that I want from it. And once I'm done with it, I'm just going to dry off the brush and just bring the paint down lighter. That's all. Yeah. Then once again, I'm going to go up to it, get new paint. Make it a little bit darker. And I'm gonna make this a little taller. Now this one here is gonna have a little bit less water on it. And then I'm gonna start shaping it out a little bit more there. There. See that? Now bring that down. I'm gonna give it a few minutes for this to dry. Couple of seconds. But as now you can see it's starting to take a shape. Take a little bit more, and I'm going to start shaping this side out a little bit more. Now, when you work with trees and stones or anything like that, you don't want them to be shaped the same way. You don't want them to be the same size. So this one here, I'm making it a little taller than this here. Shaped it a little bit different. And once again, I'm going to clean up the brush, get a little bit of water up on here. I'm going to thin this out now, down here. There we go. There, because we haven't done this side yet. There. This time we got 14 minutes. Good. Now, once again, I'm going to go back into the color, and I'm going to add a little bit more color to this stone. This one here, I'm going to start working and start shaping this one a little bit better. There we go. The light will hit the top of it, so I don't have to do too much up on the light part. Stones is all different color, gray, black, green, stones and rocks is all different colors. But I'm going to start with this color, and then I will add more color to it as we go on. Okay. For example, I'm going to get a little bit of the Van Dyke brown. And let's say this is going to be some shadows in it. So here goes a shadow here. Again, it starts up light. I'm going to shade this one around. Starts up light, and then we could always add more paint to it later. Maybe bring this one down here this way. Oops, a bit too much water on that time. There we go. Don't be afraid. If you add too much water, it's no big deal. Okay. There we go. There. There. It's going to mix with the other colors, and it's just going to make a nice little mountain shape with it. See how nice it's starting to shape now and starting to look like a little different mountains and different rocks. That's all. Okay, we got 11 minutes, so I'm gonna bring this down a little bit. If I pull it down like this, it's also gives it dries off a little bit better too. There you go. If you're home and you already want to dry it off, you get a hair dryer, and just use a hair dryer. It dries in 2 seconds then. Maybe next time I'll bring my hair dryer, and we could work with the hair dryer, and just to show you how that works. Now I'm gonna got a little bit more paint, a little bit more. It's a little bit less water, but more paint. Add some up here. There we go. There we go. Yep, there. Whoop. That's a nice one. There we go. See that? Take your time when you do stuff like this. You don't be in a hurry. I know you want to hurry up, but when you take your time and look back and see what you're doing, you'll see the beauty in it then. I'm going to dry out this brush. Now I'm going to go into, I got my little script liner brush. I'm going to pick up a little bit of black. This is a little bit of black ivory. And I'm just going to give some of this a little bit of shade and a little bit more. What's here, shade? I'll put one here and maybe a little bit down here. Yeah. This one here is a little bit thick, But I'm gonna leave it for now. I could take a little bit off. There you go. There you go. If you put too much on it, you wait for a couple of seconds, you just move the water around. There. There. Add a little bit on this one. You could scratch up some shadow mark and move it around. There we go. There. See how nice it is now? It's starting to look like rocks and mountains. Okay. I'm gonna mix up a little bit green, so that's a little bit of yellow. We haven't used yellow yet. I'm gonna mix up a little bit of yellow and a little bit of that blue. Yellow, I don't want that much water on it, and a little bit of blue. Oops. A little bit more, I'm gonna add a little bit more blue. There we go, clean that off. Now I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that yellow. There we go. There, maybe just drop more blue. There. And right here, I am gonna add a little bit of bush. Right here. You may not even see it there. Later on, maybe I'll add a little bit more just to add some bushes right here. There you go. I'm gonna add some more to it later. I'm gonna wait for that to dry. I'm gonna clean out this brush. There we go. Like I said, if I had the hair, I'm just gonna add some of this. This is just two. There. I'm gonna bring this down. There we go. There. Something like that. Good. That's a lot of water in that. That's why I'm gonna let it dry a little bit. And while that's drying, I'm gonna mix up a little bit more heavier blue, a little bit heavier green. So I'm gonna take that blue. You should start with always with the lighter color first. But sometimes I just do it my way and say, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to shape my brush while I'm doing this. I'm trying to bend the brush the way how I want the brush to look like. And because my palette is white and my paper is white, I can see the kind of green that I want to mix it up with. Okay, a little bit more blue. I want it a little bit more darker. There we go. And maybe, yeah, I think that would do. Okay, I'm gonna blow on it. Let's start on this side. I'm just gonna add it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Something like that. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna keep some of that other color, fuzzy color there. I'm just going to bring this down. Bring some of this up a little bit. Bring this one down. I said we was going to have too much trees, and I changed my mind. It's just like I thought it would look nice, but there's a little bit of trees coming out. It's foliage. It's not even trees. We could just call it a little bit of foliage. Here. I could add more to it once that dries. Now, I'm gonna take my brush and I'm gonna go back into some of this, let's use a little bit of the Van Dyke brown. Now this is gonna be a little bit more heavier, I think, than this. part. So I'm gonna come up. There we go. And cover up, push some of those trees back. There. Bring this one sticking out this way. See that? There. Something like that. Wish we got 4 minutes. Good. There. Yeah. There. Clean up my brush. And once again, let's give it a few seconds to dry. What I am going to do is fix up this bottom real quick. Or is this going to look funny? I'm going to bring it down this way. I'm going to have to make this part look more like the bottom coming down, which will have to be a little bit darker than the top. Good. That's good. Okay. It will make sense once that dries. So I'm going to use a little bit of black first. I'm going to wait for it to dry. Like I said, if you have the hair dryer, just dry. Okay. Going to the. I'm going to use the only reason I'm going to use the script liner brush because then I'll be able to control the shape that I want. So I'm going to come down this way. Bring this one this way. Bring it down. I'm going to shape it this way. Okay. Okay, something like that. Okay. Now I'm going to take a dry brush. I'm going to take the water out this one. I'm just going to shape this part a little bit more. I'm going to come up and I'm going to push this out. Push this out. This way. It looks like it is coming down then. There. Okay. That doesn't, it ain't the way how I want it to be, so I'm going to take some of the dark brown. Now, my brush is just about dry. It's dry. I have no water in it because I got to make this look like it stops right here. Okay, something like that. Now I'm going to work a little bit up on this one. Okay. Okay. I'm going to push this down a little bit more, get rid of some of this. Okay. I'm going to try to erase some of that black. It's too much. So I'm going to erase some of it. There you go. Now people says you cannot erase paint. Look what I'm doing. I'm erasing it. See? And then I'm going to add more down to this, and you won't see this. But when something doesn't look right, I'm just going to push this down, and it's going to look more like dirt than anything else. There we go. Now I'm going to take the brush. I'm going to try to fix that up. I'm going to add this a little bit of black just to make a little shadow right here, coming across. There we go. And then coming in this way. Okay. There. Now I'm going to bring a little bit black down here. Now it looks like it's going to come down. So I'm going to take some of this blue, some of this green, add a little bit more blue. How much? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm out of time, and I'll see you again next week.